Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, I wanted to show off some more cruiser flexibility. If you recall from my first video, that was the topic of conversation and of the video that I had put up originally. It did seem to do pretty well. In fact, it's one of the videos that has received the most views, so thank you for that. But today I thought I'd do another one, maybe show off some different things about cruiser flexibility that maybe the first video didn't touch on. Now, of course, we are in Twin Brothers today. Surprise, surprise, we're always on Twin Brothers. I really do like the map, though. I think this was a good addition to the map, the maps that World of Warships offers, and obviously look forward to new maps coming out anytime now. So I am in my Begami. I decided to go on the west side. It is a side I prefer. Coincidentally, it was the nearest side to me, and I was hoping that based on where the team was, or rather how the team had spawned in, that logic would dictate half of us go west and half go east. First, this wasn't the case. It just didn't appear as though people were, willing to do that or recognize the situation. But that was the card we were dealt with, and that's what we're gonna do. Luckily, someone in chat types, let's not all go the same way. Normally, I don't. When I'm in game, I don't really like to tell people what to do. It's a game, right? So I don't want to tell people what to do. Obviously, I hope they do the right thing. I hope they're here to play for the team and to win, but everyone's different. I don't know why else you'd be here, but whatever. Usually I don't tell people what to do. In this case, someone else did, and I suggest maybe leaving a few ships behind to play defense. Maybe I put up some videos about playing defense behind lemming trains. Maybe I seem to recall at least two. So that's what I was suggesting, hoping people would use that strategy, so at least our push here on the west side could continue, and our cap, southernmost cap, might be relatively safe. Luckily, once that message was put into chat, it seems as though the team does divide up. If you look at the minimap now, you can see people are sort of at a position at this time. You can clearly see who's going towards the west, but in terms of the people who are going on the east side, they're still getting in position. We've got a destroyer heading towards that A cap, and he does a great job. He doesn't die or anything like that. He really scouts it out for those ships and knows when to retreat, which is important. So obviously he can group back up with the ships that are approaching that point and support them. So at this point, it's not looking too bad, frankly. Almost half the team is on one side, almost the other half of the team is getting in position for the other side. So this is shaping up to be a decent game. Not too bad at all. Now I am leading the charge into D. There are 2 battleships and 1 cruiser with me. They're directly behind me, so I do have good support, so I'm feeling pretty confident about our chances here of taking this point and holding it, maybe even pushing beyond it. That's a little farther in the future, but for now, I've got the support behind me. We can start taking this cap here. Now I am using the flexibility of the cruiser, so in terms of what I'm doing right now with flexibility, it's fire and maneuver. The cruisers are really, really good for this. Especially, I was playing a few games with my Cleveland, and the Cleveland has amazing turn speed. I'm used to the Japanese cruisers where you can see here I'm turning and the turns aren't turning too fast, so you can't really shoot while you're turning. But with some of the American cruisers, even some of the Japanese cruisers later on, you can actually do that, and it makes them really, really invaluable, really flexible. But this is what I'm doing now, firing and maneuvering, so I don't want them to get any hits on me. I'm going to actively be using the cover that's provided to me in terms of these 2 islands to help absorb some shots and keep them away from me. That's the biggest thing here. I don't want to lose my hit points. I'm only in tier 8 at this time. It's not like I have a tier 9 cruiser that can heal itself, so I don't want to take any hits. Not interested in that. So the The destroyer there on the east side, he did rightfully retreat, and he's now getting support from the team that was moving into that A point. You can see it there on the minimap. He's still alive, and the team over in that section of the map has come together, and they're now assaulting the A point. We are still sort of fighting it out over here over D, but we are capping. We do have some opposition to take care of, but for the most part, you know, we're doing it. Now, what we're fighting, there's 2 Colorados, there's 1 New Orleans, there is 1 Atlanta, and there will be 2 Sims. Now, we haven't seen the introduction of the second Sims yet anyway. I just caught a glimpse there of the first one. Actually, there is the second one there. So that's what we're going to be facing off here on this side. You'll notice as well when I fired those shots at the destroyer, I spread them out, didn't shoot the full salvo all at once. It is something I would recommend considering doing because it, you know, again, it increases the area effect that your rounds are going to be falling on, hopefully hitting the destroyer. If it's all full salvo and he dodges it, well, all the shots might miss. It's hard for me to actually do that at times because I love doing my full salvos, but when I think of it and when my head's in the game, it's firing it off consecutive like that. So there's a second, or well, that was the first Sims, I should say. So A Sims, putting rounds into him, team takes him out. Fantastic job. That was a big relief because you can see I'm steaming over into this direction, so if it would have went any closer, things might have got hairy. Keep in mind, especially for anyone who's afraid of destroyers, American destroyers, their torpedoes range is 5.5 to 6 kilometers until Tier 8, so keep that in mind. Stay that far away from them and you don't have to worry about torpedoes. Guns are another matter. Coming under pretty intense air fire here. Now, I didn't see that second torpedo strike come at me, so I'd already used my repair on the first one to deal with the flooding. Now I don't have a repair. Things are looking pretty bleak for me at this point. I wasn't convinced that this was going to be a great match. I do see the Colorado, so we'll fire some torpedoes off the Colorado. There's the Atlanta. Fire some torpedoes off at him. I might hit him. Who knows? But at this point, my main goal here is using the flexibility of my cruiser. This time, it's speed. Even though I know I've been hit by a torpedo, I'm not going full speed. And maneuverability once again. And of course, torpedoes. But my goal here is just to put myself out of the line of fire, wait for that repair to cool down, hit it and stop this flooding. You can see I'm getting pretty close to death. Now I got 2 nice shots in that Colorado, so that wasn't too bad at all. Not sure how much damage that was, but it was a significant amount of his health, so great. Now there's that other spread. I was shooting at the, I did fire those off at one of the Atlantas, but he dodged them. It was a speculative shot anyway. I'm sure you could see when I lined it up. It was sort of indicating the rock, but I went to the open place between them, hoping he'd be there at that time, but he wasn't. No big deal. Now, looking at the minimap, the point B is being contested. There is a destroyer in there. It's Hatsuharu. Oh well. It's one of those, and it's in the point, and he's capping it. So, using, again, flexibility in my cruiser, I've decided to abandon the fight at D. There's still lots of teammates there to support the cause and push on beyond it. I'm going to go back to B. I mean, I was in position to do it anyway because of my retreat from the flooding. So I figure I'm right here. Let's go in and check this out. See what's going on. Take the point back. So let's Destroyer. He played a pretty good game in terms of the next few minutes of the video here. By staying in that little channel, I couldn't get a shot off at him. I could barely see him. Remember, if you don't have line of sight on your target, you're not going to see him even if he's on the other side of the rock. So I've got my scout plane up there. That's how I'm able to spot him in there. Maybe it's not my scout plane, a scout plane anyway, up there, and that's how I was able to spot him. So I know he's in there. I'm not alone in my my thinking to defend B and take it back. I've got another cruiser friend with me. It's a New Orleans. You can see him right over there. He's back there, helping me out. but I don't want to just rush in here and start dueling it out with that destroyer, especially in those close quarters. I'm afraid of his torpedoes, obviously, so I decide that I am going to wait for the New Orleans to catch up to me. For now, all I'm focused on is capping the point, which I am doing. So the destroyer has obviously at least gotten out of our cap. He might still be in the channel. He might have run away, but here shortly we'll find out. So there's a smoke. So we know. He's still in the channel. So, you know, he's probably... It's hard. I haven't figured out yet just where to shoot if I don't see someone in smoke, if I should just scatter it all around, or, you know, sometimes, like I saw back there, I saw a little white puff come up, and maybe that was him, I'm not sure, but still figuring that one out. But anyway, the destroyer popped back into view, so I know he's in that corner right there, and my New Orleans is almost with me at this time, so, see, there he is right there. So, I think he does fire a few rounds in there, doesn't hit anything. Yeah, there they go. I haven't fired as of yet. I don't really, unless I see the target or know he's there, I didn't really want to fire it. I wasn't sure what this guy was doing. I probably should have fired though, because look, he was right there the whole time. So, getting kind of, not frustrated, I'll say impressed, yeah. Getting kind of impressed with this destroyer here. He needs to go down. He just impressed me so much that it's time for him to go. His whole hiding in this into the channel here has really paid off. So what I decide to do is to clear out the channel. Keeping in mind, Japanese cruisers have the flexibility to launch torpedoes. They have that ability. I'm going to use it. Why not? So I'm going to launch torpedoes off. Now I can launch 8 torpedoes at a time, 4 torpedoes from 2 torpedo launchers. So there they go, 10-kilometer range, fantastic torpedoes. This is really just to clear them out. If none of them hit, then I know he's not there, and then New Orleans and I can push up through the channel. If they do hit, hopefully they kill him, and then again we can push up through the channel. Because at this point we have B. The team has fought off the assault on A. The survivors are now capping A. You can see there at the top of the screen. We've got D. The people at D are pushing beyond into that C point. Yes, it's the C point to the north. So they're pushing on into that C point, putting pressure on the enemy. I circle around to get behind the New Orleans. He has more HP than I do, so I want him to be the first thing that the enemy sees and potentially fires at. It's not a dirty trick. I think this is just logical, as hopefully you people would agree as well. And if the New Orleans driver is watching as well, hopefully he agrees, especially since later on he meets an untimely fate. But that's neither here nor there. So we're pushing up through the channel, and the team at this point, you know, from the humble beginnings of this match, where figured everything was going to go wrong, up until this point, it's really been a good game. Can't say enough about the people on the side who took the A point. You know, that destroyer initially who went in there, scouted it out, met up with the team, went back, assaulted it, and took it, as well as my colleagues on point D, who, instead of rushing back and freaking out, oh my god, we're losing a point, they were able to see, hey look, we've got 2 cruisers going back, let's continue our assault and move along, which they did. You can see they're putting that pressure on now. So me and the New Orleans are pushing into the cap now. Well, we're just about there. So what we have to face off in the cap right away is an enemy New Orleans right in our face. You can see my friendly New Orleans start shooting, taking shots off at him. I've got my high explosive loaded. In my Mogami right now, I'm usually using high explosive with my 5 inches. I can't wait for the 8 inches so that I can start loading armor piercing and getting the citadel hits that I really enjoy getting. Pretty good at it, so you know, that's what I want right now. But I'm happy with the HE, happy with the ship overall. So we're pumping fire into the New Orleans. New Orleans rightly decides to shoot at me first. I'm the lower HP, so he's going to take me out. And then my friendly New Orleans here, you can see is pumping fire into him, and friendly New Orleans took him out. That was fantastic. Unfortunately, I've run aground. There is an Atlanta right there. I have armor piercing loaded up, take a shot at him, and get well, miss that shot, but the next salve gets him and I get the kill. So obviously, I mean, we're capping the last point here. The points are coming to an end. We've got this in the bag. There's the kill. I guess New Orleans didn't die. Look at that, he's still alive. Yeah, alright. Anyway, so game's over. We've won. Excellent. Good job by the team. My overall results were pretty good, 2,800 experience. I think I did overall 43,000 damage, but look at the team scores. Look at that. Everyone did really well. That Oba, what was his name? I wrote it down. Therax. He had one hell of a game there. I mean, just fantastic. What was that? 2,300 base experience that he got, plus, if he had a premium, or well, maybe that is with the premium bonus, but really good job by that guy. Now, to finish up the video today, I wanted to ask you guys a few questions, just because I've been floating around some ideas. Some friends gave me some ideas here as well, so I wanted to know what you guys thought. So, first, we did see yesterday they released information about the German ships, expected timelines to when they were coming. So the idea was presented to me, German hype video. Why not take a look at the Kriegsmarine and what they were all about, ships we could expect, maybe some historical aspects of it. So I think that's a good idea, but I wanted to run it by you guys. Let me know what you think on that if you'd like to see one of those videos. Also, now obviously there are other YouTube channels that are doing ships as well. A lot of those channels do feature ship reviews. I haven't done a ship review, an official ship review as of yet. Wondering if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing me do, maybe sort of my style on the ship review, or yeah, ship review, nation review, something to that effect anyway. So let me know what you think of that. And now obviously so far the majority of my videos have featured teamwork. I really enjoy putting up teamwork videos. I'm hoping that maybe the channel will grow enough that enough people actually watch it and we might change some players' opinions here and maybe make for overall better gameplay. Obviously I'm an optimist and I'm hoping this. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen, but that's the ideal situation, right? So just some ideas I've been throwing around. I'd love to hear your feedback. What do you think about them? If you guys have other ideas that you want to see me do something, just throw it out there, leave a comment, and I'll take a look at it, see what I can do. Ships isn't the only game I play also. I mean, I can put up other games as well. It's just this is the game that I'm really focused on at this time, but I'm open to doing other games, so let me know if there are other games you want to feature, would like me to feature. But other than that, thanks so much again for watching. Really been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave some comments, hit like, share the video around, make sure everyone sees it there, and obviously hit subscribe. So, of course, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.